There's been plenty of moments that I fell on hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this bass my own personal help. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel different, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel distant, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. Fuck a silver lining, I just wanna feel right again. I just really wanna feel how I felt back then when it felt real, so real, yeah. Wide awake at 5 a.m., I don't really wanna fight again. I just really wanna feel her skin on my skin, her breath on my neck. I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel different, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel distant, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. I've been dealing with the pressure, all the pressure in my head every day when I wake up feeling dead. I'll never say what I'm thinking in my head. I'm spending every day dwelling over my death, dealing with the pressure, all the pressure in my life, kill impression in my mind, run down my spine. I don't always dare do what I know is right. There's some people in my life, we should probably sever ties, dealing with the pressure. I don't need a fucking lecture, I just need to try and hold my conjecture. Fuck your nice gesture, I know after everything I've been through, I'ma be a better man, no less. So for dealing with the pressure,
Yo, yo. There we go. There we go. What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? Big stuff happening in the markets today. It's getting a little spicy out there in Russia and the Ukraine. I believe Russia has decided to invade the Ukraine. I believe they've bombed them. That's what I've heard from a friend of mine. Haven't really looked at the news. Don't really care to look at the news. But how's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. Hump day. Middle of the week. Might get an end of the week flash crash. And I'm not kidding. We're going to go over some things today, mostly macro stuff. Not really too concerned with the micro movements, honestly. I think I know where Bitcoin's going to go, and the way the world is moving and the way that the U.S. economy looks, and just what Russia's doing in the Ukraine. I mean, how is it not fairly obvious what's going to? What's up, O? How's it going, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Bitcoin to the moon. If the moon is down to the floor, I agree. Bitcoin to 10 to 20K. My bottom floor is, I think, like 13K. It's where I see like an absolute, like, if it goes below 13K, I just never see it rebound. Can't wait 5 years. I can wait 2 days. Okay? It was a joke. Yo, yo, man. Yeah, I took a week off. I like do a lot. And between teaching classes and everything, I just needed like a week off. I just wanted to chill and just have a week off. I feel like that's pretty normal. All right, guys. Gonna keep it probably within the hour time frame today and just talk about macro stuff. So, first things first, I just tweeted this. The Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. So all of the index stocks, one, look awful. And we've been following these for the last couple weeks, and we've talked about, losing the 50 weekly. It's no good. This is the 3-day. If I just go to the daily, something like this, the Dow has lost its major support level. We could say that maybe it's a diagonal line, but honestly, I don't really trust diagonal lines that much. As you can see, we had a breakdown, then came back up. So for me, it's more horizontal. I believe that the Dow has lost its horizontal support. Where's the next one? Honestly, before the COVID crash, at 29K. So we're looking at about a 10% drop. Will it happen tomorrow? Probably not. But ultimately, I do see a recession coming. Where's the absolute floor of this thing? In my opinion, the 200 moving average. I think the 200 is where we hold and bounce and bottom, but we won't know until we get there. During the COVID crash, we went below it briefly and then came back above. It's a great place to buy. I fully plan on buying very volatile assets, especially in crypto, once the Dow really hits the 200. Will it get below it? Possibly, but I seriously am looking for a big drop within the next week or two. I mean, just looking at the weekly, if we close this week, which we have 2 days left, we close this week where we are for sure going to the next area of support, which for me, it almost looks like here. We have a rejection here, obviously the COVID crash, come up here, a little bit of struggle, and then come back, bounce off of it, and come back up. I think this lines up with, again, moving averages, and overall, I mean, I seriously think we're going to see quite the crash. My camera is blurred. Yeah, I don't know, man. This webcam gives me some problems. It's a good webcam. It's still blurry, man. Let's see. It's trying to focus itself. I think that's better. I don't know. I'm just gonna roll with it. If it's still bad. Oh no, it's horrible. Hold up, guys. I just gotta reprogram it. No, what's going on, man? Try this. Is that better? I think it's better. I think it's better. All right, I think it's better. Think. I don't know. Is that better? My glasses are a little foggy. blow this up. Don't need to show my ugly face. All right, yeah, sorry, I haven't brushed my hair or anything. I'm just kind of rolling out. It's cold here, man. It's tough to get up in the morning. But all right, moving forward, Dow lost support. Next support, I believe, is around the 29 to 30K area. Looking like we're headed there. When you lose support, you go to the next support level. S&P. S&P again, about the same as the Dow. We've kind of lost this area of support, lost the 50 weekly. Definitely going to continue much lower. Nasdaq, same thing. Lost the 50 weekly, retested. We're still continuing to go lower. Where's support? Honestly, it's tough to say because our market has literally only gone up. But if I was to take a guess, maybe 140, which is still about a 15% drop. So anything in the 10 to 15% range is where the next support level is. Again, losing the 50 weekly is never a good sign. I do have the 100 up, but I don't believe the 100 will hold. 100 is not very reliable. Total charts holding our support level. If we lose this blue line here, we're toast. Bitcoin and altcoins are going to get absolutely fucked. We've talked about this for a long time. We have been in a very obvious downtrend, very double top like, and to be completely honest, I don't see this rebounding with everything that's happening. Retail's scared, the world is scared, the economy looks like shit, and how can you tell me that Bitcoin's going to push for 100K, even above 50K, when people aren't buying and don't have the money to buy? So, I mean, these little like 5 to 10%, up days and whatnot, that's all just price correction, because we're going to essentially go down twice as hard as we go up, which we've seen every single time. But crypto total looking like it's still holding support. I'm not banking on that support holding for much longer. I think we're going to continue. Total 2, same kind of story. We're still anticipating that we hit this area down here and make a bounce. Total 3, same story. Nothing has really changed on these. DXY still in our uptrend. We talked a little bit about this on Monday. We have a double bottom and an uptrend, and I think we're going to continue holding it. In order to really get out of recession and into a much healthier environment, we need to promote the value of the dollar, which is going to take away the value of other assets. So ultimately, I think fundamentally and technically, the DXY is very bullish. This is something new. USDT.D. This is the USDT market cap dominance, and essentially when this goes up, or when this starts breaking out and whatnot, Bitcoin's price goes down. So as you can see, this was November 8th, and now we're we are February 21st. So let's take a look real fast. Whoops. November 8th was around the top, and now we're at the bottom. So USDT works inversely of Bitcoin. So if we look at this and say, okay, we have to break basically 5%. And if this breaks, Bitcoin is going to dump, most likely to 30K. 35K obviously might be a support, but I would imagine 30K. This is a triple tap. We have 1, 2, 3. Usually on the third we break. So I am anticipating this to break soon. This would, and think about it this way, this would be people selling their crypto for USDT to take profit. So obviously a lot of profit taking in these two big humps, which if we invert this looks exactly like the Bitcoin chart. So everything that we've been saying for the last several months now, whales selling into pumps, profits are being taken on the way up, all relevant on this chart. All the data is right there. I can't focus because your glasses are reflecting light. Nothing's working my way today. I swear. In Bitcoin, we can have possible. Now my mic's giving me a hard time. Look at that. Look at that. There it is. All right. Hopefully that's better. I'm having a bad hair day. My glasses, my camera. Just a bad day. Sometimes you just got to keep trucking on. Hopefully everything is working out better now. All right, moving on. USDT, USDT dominance. It's so weird to say. Say it 5 times fast. I bet you can't. Okay, again, level we need to break for this to have a breakout is around the 4.84 to 5% level. We'll even put a second line here because we know support and resistance is more of a zone rather than a line. If we break above 5%, I would say that Bitcoin's going to flash crash pretty hard. It'll be interesting to see when that happens. Ultimately, we'll have to wait until we get there. So moving forward, Bitcoin. You know, I'm seeing a lot of moon boys and a lot of very hopeful people saying that this is a double bottom. No, that is not a double bottom. This is a double top, by far. The hopium in some of these tweets is absurd, and it's getting to the point where I'm like, what are you guys on? Because there is nothing bullish about this chart. You have a couple of implications, which in any area of technical analysis, you can go through 1,000 indicators and you will find a couple that give you an opposing opinion. But we need to roll with what our system is telling us, and my system's entirely bearish on it. There is nothing bullish about that. Our major support level is 30K. Our second major resistance level is 42K. We lost 42K. We have retested 42, maybe even 46, but 42 for me. So we retested this level, rejected it. Now we're continuing lower, most likely to 30K. Would not surprise me. If you just play the weekly levels, you can absolutely trade the shit out of this. When the Fed next meeting for raising the rates? I don't know, and I don't think it matters. I think that's just going to give you intraday volatility. Ultimately, I think the fact that the Fed said, hey, we're raising rates just means long-term Bitcoin's going to go ultimately. So still not really in the realm of DCAing. I would like to start DCAing after capitulation. Capitulation will happen after 30K. Once 30K is gone, it's over. It's like the same thing in 2018. In 2018, when 6K was gone, that was capitulation. We dropped 50% in, about 2 or 3 weeks. 6K all the way down to 3K. Oh, really, like 2.5 weeks to 3K. So ultimately, capitulation, I think if we lose 30K, capitulation, we're going to dump very, very hard. I can't imagine that, that wouldn't be capitulation. If we went down even further, great. I'll keep dollar cost averaging the whole time. But if you're looking to dollar cost average, definitely start below 30K. That's when we're going to start really dumping. And there will be life-changing gains, literal life-changing gains once that occurs. Let's see if Roman is going to be complaining about Twitter. Dude, I just make fun of people on Twitter because I think it's funny. That big chode guy. Haven't seen him in a while. I wonder if his viewers are in here. But all right, let's go to the daily. Bitcoin daily. Ultimately we called out this double top here. The neckline being 42K, 41.5 at the lowest. We broke down. Have not had a retest yet. I really thought we would get a retest. I have this potential, these two blue lines as potential support and resistance, just because looking back, they acted as somewhat support and resistance, especially here and over in this area, somewhat here. So let's even circle those. Somewhat here, and then a little bit here. So to me, maybe some small resistance. Now we're below it. So, we get back above this level, we can talk about retesting 41.5, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're just going to continue lower. The daily is showing bearish price action, volumes going up. If we go to the Binance chart, it's very, very obvious. Volumes going up, prices going down, very bearish. We've been talking about following this bearish price action the whole time. We have volume going up, price going down. On this big dead cat bounce here, we have volume going down, price going up. Again, very, very bearish price action. We've talked about this numerous times on stream, and nothing about, it's really funny to me. A lot of people thought this was bullish and we had bottomed and Bitcoin was going to go to 100K and 60K. And guys, we haven't even had an accumulation period of more than a month. Okay, it took 14 months of accumulation between 2019 and 2020 to push all-time highs. So this whole notion that we we're just going to immediately moon and immediately do this or immediately do that. That is your emotions playing with you, and I suggest you throw your emotions out the window when you're trading. Don't listen to these moon boys. They're just literally trying to scam you. Don't listen. Every time they get bullish, every single time they get bullish, we end up dumping. So if they get bullish, be prepared to take profits or just don't even bother longing. No need for charts, just follow the NASDAQ. I could agree with that. I think, similar to the COVID crash, if we have a serious stock market crash, I mean, Bitcoin's going to crash as well. They are losing people so much money. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's their moral compass, not mine. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Do you think Bitcoin will drop to 10K? Will people still have interest? We know we do, but for the newest to join. I mean, that's entirely subjective. When Bitcoin was 3K, when it dropped from 20 to 3K, I'm sure people were saying the same exact. I think that's entirely subjective. Do you think the whales will let Bitcoin drop below 20K? If you think whales control the whole market of cryptocurrency, you are flat out wrong. I think the whales in general, like when people say whales, we're just talking about market. People like to use the whales as an excuse for everything. When we lose a certain support level or break a resistance level, we blame the whales. No, we need to blame the whole market and what the market thinks. Just because you have a couple of retail investors, a couple of clowns that think Bitcoin's going to go to 100K tomorrow, doesn't mean the rest of the market agrees with that. Would you close your short 42K? I closed my short a long time ago. I think higher time frame, it's 100% undeniable we go down. Although in Finex, Binance, building huge and thinning above, creating a supply vacuum upside. Also, El Salvador buying 1 billion spot could cause relief. El Salvador, every time El Salvador's bought, the price has gone down. El Salvador has lost over 40% on their investment. El Salvador buying doesn't mean absolutely anything to me. And plus, they have never posted their buys. So I don't know where people get this notion that countries are buying Bitcoin and countries are doing this. Guys, El Salvador is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Their poverty rate is extremely high. A lot of their country, I believe, has to do with the cartel, and the cartel runs their country. I know there's this guy with this white backwards hat, and he's their savior, but the cartel controls that country. The cartel controls all of that. And I don't even believe that. I also think there's a statistic that like over 80% of their population doesn't want anything to do with Bitcoin. So this notion that countries are buying and countries are doing this, like, no, countries aren't doing anything. A corrupt nation is using Bitcoin to further corrupt more stuff. And ultimately, I'm flabbergasted that this is just being, tossed away, and they're saying, oh, this is great. No, it's not like Germany's buying. It's not like the United States is buying. It's not like China or Russia or anything like that is buying Bitcoin and being public about it. El Salvador is ruining its own country, and they're down 40% on their investment. 40%. Imagine being a civilian in one of these countries that's just barely getting by, trying to take any opportunity they can, and your leader is literally putting your country in more debt and losing all of your money. Like, I just can't even imagine what's going through those people's head. Came from Twitter. I love your analysis. I appreciate it. Thank you. Best time frames to trade. Look at the daily. Don't look at anything else. Any internal thoughts on the timeline and end of this bear market once crash, fast rise, or slow? Usually it's slow. Usually we crash hard and we rise slow until we go parabolic. Ultimately, we need accumulation to occur to even talk about breaking even 50K. Roman must be the best trader on Twitter, LOL, as he says. Wow, I can't even imagine how sarcastic that comment. Thank you so much. You absolute piece of shit. I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with XRP. XRP's never broken its all-time high. It's a failing asset and it's not deflationary. It's not Salvador buying. It's their Bitcoin bonds oversubscribed, which could be by more than 2 billion straight into spot. They're washing the drug money. Yeah, probably. But all right, let's continue moving on here. We talked about a couple of things. You know, I mean, I don't see anything bullish yet. No bullish reversal or signs of reversal yet. We actually have on the daily lots of bearishness. We have bearish divergence here. You know, obviously double top, bearish price action. Losing this potential support area, not confirmed on that, but losing a potential support area. MACD obviously picking up selling momentum even still. And guys, I mean, just fundamentally look around you. Go to the grocery store, turn on the news. There's nothing positive happening right now. Joe Biden's sitting in office trying to figure out how to put his underwear on, and Russia's invading the Ukraine. So, you know, put two and two together. This is not the environment that any market can sustain putting in all-time highs, especially volatile assets. Why only the daily? Because the daily gives you answers. If you look really below a 4-hour, it starts to get confusing and you start to not see the bigger picture. If you look above a daily, I think it just takes too long. You won't get in at the right time. I mean, you still can. If you look at a weekly, you're still okay. But, you know, I wouldn't be watching a monthly chart to determine where I'm going to buy. Thanks, Mark. You're awesome, man. I make a verbal mistake and you get off from it. That's really weird. Again, you're doing everybody in this chat a huge favor, man. There's always that one guy. It's always that one guy. I'm gonna start giving awards for someone being that guy. I'm 100% cash since I'm not a day trader. Yeah, I'm not a day trader either. I swing trade and play macro time frames, especially like dollar cost averaging. You really can't go wrong with dollar cost averaging this market. I do think cryptocurrency is here to stay. It's just determining on where the best entry points are. So, all right, let's keep moving on. Let's go to the 12-hour, see what's happening. So 12-hour, it's very evident. We keep getting volume spikes as we drop. Ultimately, I just think this is a little bit of sideways movement before another leg down, either to 35 or all the way down to 30. Again, we're making lower highs in RSI as we're making lower highs in price. This is perfectly normal. Again, lower lows in RSI as we're making lower lows in price. Nothing on this chart screams bullish reversal yet. Once it does, I'm sure I'll make a post. But for now, you know, nothing on at least a day and a 12-hour really scream that this trend is going to reverse. Now, we pull up the 4-hour, and things start to possibly get a little bit unclear, and this is why I prefer not to trade, you know, lower time frames. But again, we have lower highs in RSI, lower highs in price, and then again, lower lows in RSI, lower lows in price. So realistically, you could look at this and say there's some divergence in here, but really look at the bigger picture. Look what's going on. Look at the trend. The trend is very much sustaining itself. And again, MACD flipping back to that selling point. Lots of selling volume in here. I really think we're going to dump tonight. I can't imagine that we'll get a nice pump. I think yesterday was our little relief rally. We had a nice little relief rally and overextended, and now we're pushing lower. Obviously, 15-minute RSI has been oversold. I believe same with the 1 hour for the most part. So we might, you know, go a little bit of sideways in here, and then ultimately, I think, continue to the downside. Not too much has changed this week. We're still kind of in this range. You know, I'm a swing trader, not a day trader, so things don't change day to day to me. I'm still very bearish. Nothing, even macro-wise. I mean, you look from the top down, 69 to where we are now, and nothing screams bullish. TA for adults only, fam. Hell yeah, dude. What's the best time frame for day trading? Probably like a 5-minute, maybe a 1-minute. What's the best tax software? I don't do my taxes, so I couldn't. What are your top 5 crypto coins which are worth buying during bear market? So my top I don't have top 5, but I have a top 3, and it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and probably Chainlink. Don't really plan on exposing myself to other coins during the bear market, because usually, a lot of projects fail, and about 90 to 99% never break prior all-time highs. Glad you're back from vacation. I never went on vacation, but I just took a couple days off live streaming and stuff. There wasn't a lot happening. Other than the double top and everything, I tried to stay relevant on Twitter, post some stuff for you guys, keep you in the loop. But I can tell your dad and mom spent a lot of money to get you a great education. Okay, thanks. That's not necessarily true. A lot of the things that I've learned, I've put on myself. A little bit of story time here. So for those of you that don't know, when I was young, wasn't very smart. I don't really know what my IQ was, but I have trained myself to learn, to think, and to critically think. When I was in high school, I took math classes, and I wasn't very good. I was told I'd never be good at math, and I was, told I'd never be good with numbers, or, couldn't critically think or couldn't critically figure out, complex problems and all that. And all I did for 5 years straight was learn, educate myself, and tutor myself, and challenge myself. And, there's that saying, the more pressure you put on yourself, the easier things get. It's like lifting weights. As you continue to build muscle, you need to keep lifting heavier weights, and it'll make the weights you lifted, a month or two ago seem like less weight. So that's what I did. That's how I conditioned my brain that way. So, I get these messages, oh, your parents did all this and that. No, this is me. This is me. I don't live with my parents. This is my basement. I don't live with my parents. I haven't lived with my parents for, 7 years. Live on my own, pay for everything myself. My parents did not give me any money or anything, so I don't get this notion where I piggy bank off people or whatever. I know there are people that say that, but you never know what's going on until you step in that person's shoes. So yo, what up, ET? How's it going? How's it going, man? We need to get some games in on Rocket League, dude. Oh, and all the TA, I don't think any of that's taught in school. I learned all this myself. What are your trading view panes and lines? I downloaded recently, and mine is not as clear as yours. Those are just my personal settings. I can send them to you if you DM me on Discord or something, but you just kind of have to play around with it and find something that fits your eyes pretty well. All right, let's keep continuing. Bitcoin dominance. Now, we have said and followed this for quite some time. Double bottom. We went up, now we're going sideways. Up and sideways generally means we are going to continue the uptrend. So I fully expect this to continue going up. Nothing here says weakness to me at all. And honestly, we're seeing altcoins lose insane amounts of value compared to Bitcoin. I know today Bitcoin dominance is down, but I'm telling you, after the sideways movement and once Bitcoin crashes once more, this is going to go up. I can't imagine that Bitcoin dominance is going to come back down and break this level, and we're going to see some crazy altcoin season. I just doubt it. I don't think retail's in the mind space to be buying, and overall, like I said, I think we're about to see a recession. Stock market crash is coming. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Let's take a look at Ethereum. We've been following this ascending wedge for quite some time. We got a breakdown. Not really a retest. I didn't expect this to get retested, but still just kind of going sideways, and I expect this to break down ultimately to the 1750 level on a weekly. On the daily here, again, just kind of following the same kind of pattern as Bitcoin. We've had this double top. We broke down. We've retested even twice today as well, and I fully expect this to continue going lower. Again, no real signs of reversal. We have a double top with bearish divergence, lots of selling volume here, or selling momentum, and again, bearish divergences with the lower highs in RSI. Ultimately, Bitcoin and Ethereum are reflecting the same types of things, and I really don't expect that they they change this market structure anytime soon. Hey man, your stock market crash prediction, it's real. Yeah, let's take a look at the pre-market. Let me pull up my actually, let's just do this. Yeah, so the stock market is, this is pre-market, and I don't like CNN, but it's just the first one that came up. Looking at the pre-market, Dow down about 1.5%, S&P down 2%, Nasdaq down almost 3% in the pre-market. The pre-market started about an hour and a half ago. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. I don't think we are in any stability to continue putting in all-time high. And with that said, yeah, I mean, I just don't think so. I just don't think so. All right, I got half a drink of pre-workout left before I'm gonna go do my thing. So, questions you guys have for me? Anything I can answer? Anything TA wise you'd like me to go over? Anything at all? Just shout. I'll answer a couple questions and then call it a day on the stream. Again, I don't think a lot has happened in the charts, but I think a lot is brewing for a big move. I've said many times macro bearish. Medium term, I think we will get a nice upward move in the medium term, but short term, still up in the air. We could continue going down or, bottom out here and then see that medium term move maybe to 50K, retest the 50 weekly moving average up here at around 47,200. But ultimately, nothing on this chart's very bullish. Way more puts than calls expiring Friday, right? It could easily go below 30K Friday. I haven't looked into that. I don't really look at that kind of data. It really doesn't impact what I do with charting and data analysis through chart metrics and stuff. And I think you can get a lot of this information just looking at supply and demand with volume and price action. So I mean, if you have data points and you like to share them, I mean, sure, go for it. But for the most part, I don't know. What do you think about HBAR Hedera long term? I think if NFTs remain in this space, we could see HBAR continue to go up. But I think for now, we're going to have a market flush. And a lot of the altcoins are probably never going to exist. I believe there's over 20,000 altcoins. I mean, seriously, guys, do you expect these things to last forever? Thoughts on Bollinger Bands and daily and weekly? I don't use Bollinger Bands. I think they're pretty useless. Bollinger Bands are more like short-term day trading kind of strategy. I don't really use them. I mean, I have them on my chart. I can certainly pull them up. So, looks like we're at the bottom of our band, but ultimately we could just continue lower. There's nothing that says we won't continue lower. So, yeah, I mean, we were at the bottom of the band here, and we just continued lower. We actually dropped 14, 17%, kind of came back up, and then just dropped again. So we could very well just see this. But it's showing a little bit of support in this zone. You're asking for a short setup. We actually just had one. We had a double top. You could have put in a short up here. Could have put another short on the breakdown, and you'd still be holding until on validation. Ultimately, I don't think that this market is in a place or showing any signs of reversal. Now, could we come back and retest this and continue going down? Absolutely. I think that's on the horizon or the time horizon. I think it's possible, but ultimately, I don't see anything. Got about a fourth left. You better keep it coming. Expecting the following days a flash crash to 28K, then a relief to 50K. If we saw a flash crash in this market, I think we'd dump to like 20K. I think we'd see like a 50% crash. I don't think we're going to see like a 20% crash to 30K. I think we'd see like a COVID style crash. Ultimately. Ugh. Man, this shit's so sour. They make this shit so sour, man. Roman, how do you predict the market? By using charts and volume, because volume shows the interest of buyers and sellers. If volume is going down as price is going up, it's showing that sellers are still in control and buyers do not have the momentum to push this price even further the upside. If I zoom out, show you a very easy example. If I show you this, volume's going up, price is going up. There is interest from buyers to continue buying at higher prices and to keep pushing the market higher, which is why we saw $65,000. Ultimately, sellers started to regain control once volume started to go down. Momentum was being lost, and you should have sold anywhere in this area. You would have been in perfect profit. You would have been, looking really good if you would have sold anywhere in that area. It's impossible to call the tops, and ultimately, again, I mean, volume is what tells you, are people buying? Is there increasing buying? Because you need buying. Think about supply and demand. You need supply to dwindle and demand to go up to have price increase. And that relates to volume. If volume is going up, we know that supply is decreasing. We know that demand is going up. That means that price will follow suit and go higher. How do you differentiate a double bottom from other similar graphics? A double bottom looks like a double bottom. Looks like a W. This is a double bottom. This is a double bottom. I think it looks like a W. There's no other way I can describe it other than it looks like a W. Are we going to touch the bottom and come back up, or will it stay at the low price for a long period of time? You need to drink pre-workout with milk or ones with flavor. Dude, what? Oh boy. That is weird, man. I hope you're trolling me, because that's weird. I will never do that. Pre-workout with milk? That's some weird shit, dude. I mean, hey, to each their own, but man, that's weird. Okay, but now Bitcoin is trading with low volume, right? I mean, yeah, if you zoom out to the weekly, and just to show you guys a really cool thing, usually in the bear market, yes, we have lower volume because retail exits the market. Ultimately, lower volume in the bear market is expected. So if I just do this, and we zoom out, log auto, you guys can tell at each bull market peak, we have volume going down right after. And this is perfectly normal in a bear market. I still don't believe that we are anywhere close to a bottom. Ultimately, no one is interested in buying. Whales aren't interested in accumulating. Retail isn't interested in buying. Retail's still leaving or getting dumped on by whales. We still haven't seen capitulation. I don't know how to say the word, dude. Who cares? But yeah, essentially, you lose volume, or you're going to lose these volume bar candles as price starts to decrease because there are less people in the market. It's selling off. So I fully expect that. People are like, oh, it's low volume right now. It's like, yeah, of course there is, because 90% of the market's gone. No one's talking about Bitcoin. No one cares. No one's buying. No one cares about the altcoins. No one's buying, and we're just slowly selling off. People are either taking profits or accepting their losses. All right, guys, it's been about 45 minutes. I think I've covered everything I've wanted to. Thank you for coming out to today's live stream. I plan to stream on Friday. I believe I will. Just keep an eye out. I'll probably post something on Twitter. Hopefully something happens between now and then. If nothing happens, I probably won't stream because I don't want to go over the same things every single day. Real quick, if you guys are interested in a more reliable exchange, I suggest I switched to Bitget. You don't have to, but I fully suggest it. They have the highest rated security. They're FDIC insured. You guys are solid exchange, very good support team. I used to use Binance, and I got scam wicked on Binance on the wick that went to 8,000. Their support team still hasn't responded to me, and I know a couple of my friends had signed up for Binance accounts over 2 years ago, and Binance has still not gotten back to their customer inquiries. It's ridiculous, and honestly, I'm sick and tired of exchanges ripping us off. So that's why I decided to partner with them. If you're interested, there should be a link in the chat or in the description below. You'll get a small bonus for joining. And, lots of benefits. I can go over the list, but I'm not going to keep pushing it on you guys. With all that said, guys, if you like what I said today, please like and subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. Channel's growing. We just broke 30,000 views, so super stoked. Everything's fallen in line with where it is. If you'd like to continue the conversation, please join Discord. Our Discord's free. The link is also below. I've been trying to get more active in the crypto chat, and I certainly will today, as it is colder than shit outside, and I have nothing to do. With all that said, guys, thanks so much for watching, and remember, be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.